And Leslie, if at any point when I'm going over our next slide, if you want to add anything that I miss or omit, definitely let me know. But we have a long list of shout outs. So we're super excited. We started talking about all the good stuff that's been going on our teams, and it was hard to pick. So we're like, you know what, let's just put everybody down. So first off, Michael French has a birthday this Saturday. So happy early birthday, Michael French, out in Southern California. And those of you who are new to the team might not know this, but Michael French had an accident earlier this year. So we've just been blown away that he's continuing to book a bunch of events for our SoCal team while he's still in recovery and not cleared to start working again. So amazing job, Michael, and happy early birthday. Dean Lovelace, thank you for updating Trello. It has taken Morgan, Leslie, and myself so much time trying to get Trello, all of the different golf courses and stuff added to it, all the stuff that was already on there switched out. So thank you for helping us with that. And Greg out here in Florida, he's booked 4 events in the last 2 weeks, and almost all of his events have multiple programs, or at least want them. So it usually comes down to how many golfers do they have, what's their entry fee, should we only, do maybe one program instead. So great job, Greg. You were absolutely killing it out here in Florida for our team. And Jason out in Michigan, Leslie was saying that he's been, continuing to book and work really great events. So great job, Jason, out in Michigan. Nicole, we were super excited. Nicole, it's been so nice to see her name just pop up on the calendar a lot more lately. And we have a couple group texts with her as she's either going to events or talking to golf courses about our hero program. But she had a smaller event this last weekend and closed at 86%. So amazing job, Nicole. The Gallaghers, I feel like your name is always on the shout out list. So amazing job, you guys, for continuing to expand your territories and new states. They live in Colorado, but they're bringing on a couple other states and getting their reps and ATMs trained up. So great job, guys. And Noelani, she went to a tournament that we booked the day before. It only had 65 golfers and she raised $1,600 out there. So amazing numbers. Before we even had Cancun or the Savings Pass, the most you could have ever done was about 1,200. So seeing these numbers come in when in our eyes, we're thinking, oh, 1,200 would be or I guess 1,300 for that amount of golfers would be at 100%, but she killed it doing way over that. Now Miss Morgan, I probably should have saved this for last, but Morgan has become our corporate assistant, and I don't know if there's like enough that I could say, but she has been working her tail off for the entire company. She's covering multiple inboxes. She's learning all new stuff about Elite. And somehow managing to still, make it all work and get things done. And she picks up my phone call whenever I call her. So I love her for that in itself. So thank you so much, Morgan.
Of course.
And Terry, my goodness, girl, your numbers from even like this last weekend definitely don't surprise me, but I'm just so happy to see them. So you guys can see what Terry raised all weekend long. She absolutely kills it out there. And the weekend before that, she had like a $3,700 day, doing a crank it hole. So great job, Terry. Please continue to tell our team your secrets on GroupMe so that everybody will be up there with you. And Jason, another Jason J, but our California one, he has been sending out online fundraising emails and letters today and really getting that going. And hopefully everybody got the email that I sent out from David's team, because even I was impressed. I opened up the link and checked it out, and I was just like, oh my gosh, they absolutely set up their online fundraiser for the school the right way. And what's really exciting is that was for their athletic department, but now they're going to, I think they said like band and cheer next for that school. So it's just expanding from there. So online fundraising definitely seems to be where it's at. So great job, Jason. And last but not least, Miss Rain, we were so excited to have her help us cover different events in California. And she is on her way back to school in Texas. So we're gonna miss her for the semester, but she's leaving, with a full game plan in place to become an ATM. And she plans on, while she's gone, still booking events and trying to get courses, even though she'll be in Texas for school. So amazing job, you guys. I'm like, we could not, leave anybody out in this list. Everybody's been doing a great job. I'm going to check the chat really fast. Oh, yes. Thank you, Leslie. Just in case. But if Leslie and Morgan could kind of help me either answer anything that pops up on there, that'd be awesome. We wanted to remind everybody of our team contest. It started at the end of July and it goes through until the end of August. And I don't know that we've done the best job of keeping track on GroupMe, so I just wanted to make sure that we reiterated to track all of this on your GroupMe, chats. So then that way we can award the people that have been doing everything they can for this contest. So the first contest is most tournament programs booked. That should just say most programs booked now that I'm looking at it. So it doesn't matter if it's a hero day, if it's TSP, Crank It Whole, Super Ticket, they all count as one tally, if you will. So whoever books the most programs from July 25th until the end of August, they're going to get gift cards for different amounts of money between Leslie's team and ours. And then we're going to do one single gift card for the winner of the most first day hero days that get booked. These can be worked by either yourself or your team. I started thinking about a couple people that honestly, I'm like, without bringing up just Michael French. Michael French is great. I know that he's had some courses in the pipeline, and it sounds like he's still calling and can talk to people over the phone, but he's not cleared to go out there yet. So we wanted to make sure that if you get brand new hero courses and you get those first day hero days out, and on that calendar before the end of this month, you could definitely win that. So please help us track on GroupMe. Okay, so I'm sure, everybody has probably heard, if not seen on GroupMe or Instagram, Facebook, it's all over YouTube, everywhere. But Bryson DeChambeau went ahead and played our Krank Formula Fire Driver this last weekend. Leslie actually met him, and Morgan, I think you were there too, right? But I know Leslie was for sure out there at his very first long drive contest in Mesquite, right, Leslie? And so ever since then, like sparked the interest. He met the long drive guys. But this last weekend, he not only played our driver, which we were all praying behind the scenes, we're like, please do well, please do well. But he didn't only play well, he ended up winning it. So it was the Greenbrier, whatever, LIV golf tournament this weekend. And not only did he win, but he shot a 58. So that is now tied for the lowest score in golf history. There's only one other person that's done that. That was in 2017 in Connecticut. So this was Bryson's biggest win that he's had since joining the tour. And it was especially an amazing thing for Krank Golf since he, in several interviews, has been introducing the Krank driver. So what that means for us anyway, would be, the fact that you are a Krank Golf sales rep if you want to be. So we don't want anybody, I always usually talk to people like in their interviews or whenever we're going through their review calls, after you get through all the training. You do not have to do the Krank Golf side of things if you don't want to. But if you were, wondering when a good time would be, now would absolutely be the time. So I called Krank Golf yesterday and was checking on a couple orders, and he was like, well, as you know, we've gone viral. So he's like, things are insane around here. Everybody's watched those countless videos of the score and the driver that helped him, achieve that amazing score out there this weekend. And the one thing I wanted to make sure that we pointed out was that the Hero Edition, you guys, is still not available online. You cannot find our Hero Edition Krank drivers anywhere. The only way people even hear about them, see them, whatever it is from you either posting about them or people seeing them out on the golf course from you. So Krank Golf does not advertise them on their website at all. And so what that would also say is that really like their value has gone up quite a bit. I know that David Wills, our Texas RVP, he I don't think that he even sells them. He only auctions off those drivers, and he repeatedly brings up while he's live auctioning them, and he has an amazing auctioneer voice, so it definitely works for him. But he's bringing up that a portion of the sales is going to help out our hero program, that there's nothing like it, that it holds all the world records for like distance, ball speed, carry distance, but now we can say that it is on the LIV Tour. And it just helps, Bryson, I guess like beat everybody else, but score an amazing score. And so the hero edition is going to be, that much more desirable. It has the cool American flag driver, head cover as well. Says USA on one side. So between you either, I guess, bringing up on social media or however you guys want to do it, that you were the new crank driver plug for your area. My other thought was booking the crank it holes at tournaments is going to be even easier. And that's like our OG program, if you guys will. But does anybody have any questions or anything about, crank golf, or want to add anything that I missed? Because I'm the first to admit that I don't even watch real golf, but I was paying attention all weekend long, praying that he did really well this weekend because, it was a big deal for us that we were praying that he would do so well. But Leslie or, any golfers want to add anything?
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to add too, if you guys are selling online, or if you are, on your social media accounts and you are promoting this, make sure you tag Krank Golf, because we do have access to their social media. So we will, repost anything we can onto their social media to direct any kind of people that are interested in your area to you. So this is an opportunity to make some really, really good money. But I've already had so many people contact me through the Krank Golf Instagram page in Southern Cal. So Mike French and Nolani, please expect some text from me. You guys will be selling some drivers soon. So this is amazing news. And this is gonna, like Audra already said, Krank Golf has now gone viral, and everybody should expect to be making some money and be pushing this very, very hard, especially the hero crank drivers. We just gained so much value with those things.
And Leslie, what I was thinking of doing too is when we send out the recording to our teams for this call, we'll attach the crank it hole, or not crank it hole, but the crank packet that has all the different flyers and stuff, which you guys can also find on the CRM. But do you think it might be helpful if or do you think it's possible to create something for like social media, or do you have any suggestions on that side?
Yes, so we can. And we have been through Krank. I've been creating some stuff which you might have seen on social media already.
I've just been reposting whatever I see. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just do not have permission to use Bryson's name, photo, or anything like that until he gives us the go ahead. So we have some papers to sign. Those should be done the end of the week, and then we can start using his name and photo. But I do plan on making a few flyers and a few graphics to use with his photo by the beginning of next week. So, although it was one of the greatest moments in his golf career, we just cannot, under any circumstances, use his photo and name yet. That's why we've just been reposting stuff. But yes, we will get some graphics and everything that we can post on social media by next week.
Okay, awesome.
And Audra, I wanted just to mention, anyone who's on the fence of investing, I think our investment for 3 drivers is $750. I think a lot of you have already spent that on easy ups tables, all the fun stuff that go up on your little setup for the hole. And I've said to so many reps, this is the way to go and get money immediately. Heroes one, and so is setting up and getting your drivers, because you can set up at any golf course at any time and do demos. Like you can go Monday through Friday, you can go whenever. It doesn't have to be just on weekends. So this is the
Driving ranges.
perfect opportunity. And I mean,
Top
just
golf.
this weekend, this weekend I was at a little league. Now the baseball players love these crank drivers. The hockey teams love this crank driver. They were just cranking it up and so excited to win them. And it was like they won the lottery. So this is so huge. I just can't even tell you how exciting it is. It's really exciting.
I love it. Thank you. Does anybody else have anything they want to add? Okay. Thank you all for helping explain that even better. Next line of business would be our glorious Trello. So we are realizing that we absolutely love Trello. We're coming up with other ways to use it. And I'm sure Leslie went over this last week. We started using it just to help us see something visually as people were being recruited, as they went through our hiring process. And so I've been thinking gosh, we should use this for tournament leads and, all kinds of things. But for now, our main focus is really tackling this for tracking hero courses. And so if everybody wouldn't mind to let us know if you are not added on to your region or your territory's boards, will you write in the chat what your email is, what territory or city you're from. And I'm trying to think what else Leslie or Morgan might need to get you added, but we want everybody on the team to be added to those boards so that, today while Jay is going around with Isaac, they could be popping that up, just adding all the information in right after, they have the general manager's card. They can put their notes in there. They can actually upload a photo of that business card to that card. And then they can, go through and knock off whatever from the checklist. It's going to be amazing. But then that way, as you guys are visiting courses, if you want somebody on your team to go back and visit a course, then they already see that exact conversation. They can see where it's at, if it's close to closing, if, you got shut down the first time you went by and they didn't seem open at all, or just kind of where it's standing. But even more so, it's actually helping us track and see how those courses are doing or going. So maybe your first day out there, you went out there and you raised, $1,800 and it went pretty well. But then, the last couple of times it's really dropped off. Well, is that because of the weather? Because it's so hot during the summer? Is it that they have another, company out there that frequents that golf course as well? So it's going to help us in a lot of different ways. But if you guys will all just make sure that you write in the chat right now with your information so that we can get you added, that would be amazing. Oh, and then one last thing I wanted to mention, you can download the Trello app. So I use it both ways. When I'm driving and I'm going around to courses and before I go to my next destination, I'll just pull up the app and add those notes like I was mentioning. But while I'm going in there the last few days and trying to clean up all the different regions, which I'll show you guys a quick example. I am using that on my computer because it's easier for me to jump between my different screens. So definitely get on there and use them for both. What I'm gonna do is stop sharing my screen. I just want to show you something because I want to ask for your guys' help on getting the different courses cleaned up, if you will. So what I mean by that would be here, I'll show you guys. So we have all these different workspaces, right? So if I go into Florida, here are all of our different regions. So let's just click on Orlando. I was kind of poking around. And so as you can see, everything that I've changed or cleaned up has that, checklist that Leslie has on her template. So all the ones that do not have that, 1 out of 5 or 2 out of 5, whatever it might be from that checklist, then that those ones need to be redone. So I luckily have a list that I keep in my phone, and it goes, back to when I first moved to Florida. But this is like the list of courses that I went to on March 6th with Greg. So looking at Eagle Landing, because I noticed that one does not have the checklist. Looks like Carter went ahead and added this for me, put in my notes from that day, and then looked up some information, or it might have been on that business card that we were handed. But what you'll do is, because he added this, so this is what I was doing for several hours the last couple of days, I'll show you guys, is you'll cut it. So if this happens to be in your area, or you were with your RVP or your territory manager and you went to these meetings, if you guys would do something like this for all the courses that you've been to, this would be amazing. And it'll cut down us having to go back to like 500 plus courses. So you'll cut that information however you can do it. I've just been adding it to here, right? So add it there. And I don't think I need anything else. So I've just been archiving and deleting that card, because I'm going to start a new one with the template that Leslie created. So you'll create from template. You'll click right here, and that was Eagle, I can spell right, Eagle Landing Golf Course. Might have been club, but close enough. And then what I've been doing is I've been adding all this stuff in the activity, or under notes, if you will. So I'll grab all of this, copy, and then I put 3/6/23. So I know when I went and when he said all these things. We still have all their information, which will help you later on as well. But so we set a date for visit. What does it actually say? That they wouldn't do anything on course. They thought we were with the Hero Tour, but they are glad that we are not. And we'll shoot our deck to everybody. Also wants to do a demo day. So we already spoke with somebody. Now you can pop up here. I know that I went with Greg. So RVP and ATM. The course address is below, but I've just been popping around. So I've been doing this. Copy that. So Fleming Island is close to Jacksonville. Who did we speak with? We spoke with Josh Heintzman, who is not the, let's see if this will let me copy it, the general manager, but he was the head pro. So I'm just going to put follow-up date ASAP. Person spoke with head pro. Yes. And EFS deck, because they aren't interested in hero days, but they are interested in doing demos and sharing our information for tournaments. I'm gonna put not at this time. Okay. So I'm gonna hit save, but you have to make sure that you remember to move that card, because it's just gonna sit here. So you can either pick it up and grab it over here, or you could always hit the move button. So again, I hope that made sense. Does anybody have any questions about what I just did, or what I'm asking even, or what all of us are asking for to get help on this? Let's check the chat out. So. Yes, so please just make sure to create any of those cards from that template. So as long as, if you guys know that you've been to a course, but it does not have that checklist right here, like these ones all do, how it says 2 out of 5, or, 0 out of 5, 1 out of 5, then you know that you need to redo it. So just copy whatever information you can and make sure you create it from this template and start there. Let's see. All right, anything else? Alrighty, so let's go back to our presentation if nobody has any questions. Okay, So the last piece that I really wanted to go over was just some reminders on reconciling. We've had a few things come up, which is fine. You know, I'm sure Amanda's been dealing with this kind of stuff for years and probably, you know, has always had to deal with everybody. So just going over the reminders when it comes to reconciling any event. So make sure that if you're a field rep or an ATM, you know, you send your photos, which would be, you know, your tracking form, your recon form, and your winners form. So if anybody's won Cancun or the savings passes, you'll have pictures of all those things. And so we like to have even the ATMs on our teams do that so that we're just in the know, you know. I think I mentioned down here as well that we want to be able to congratulate everybody on how well they're doing. And then, you know, if Jay calls me and asks, how's your team doing this weekend? And I haven't gotten any of these, and I don't know. But it also helps us because a lot of times if somebody has, you know, a question about Cancun or they haven't received a welcome call yet or whatever it might be, we're usually the ones that have to look it up or to help, you know, Morgan if we can, or, you know, the tournament director or the golf course is coming to, you know, territory managers and RBPs. And so we have to be able to find everything efficiently. So if we know that, oh, Carter went and covered this Florida football tournament on the 15th, you know, and he had 7 Cancun winners. If there's an issue, I can go to that, those forms that he had already sent in. It should be on the CRM, but it isn't always, as people are learning and trying to get through this kind of stuff. So this is what I mean by result numbers, like text or email. So we ask for specific information like this and to look just like this, you know, pretty close to that, because that's what we have to enter into the CRM. And that's how a lot of us keep like our tracking, whether it's a note on our phone or in our Excel spreadsheets. So that'll help us figure out any sort of issues. So we know exactly how much was raised, you know, total, what it was in cash, credit cards, on apps, you know, whose Square account was it? Because some people's teams are on their Square, not everybody has their own, you know, did somebody Venmo you personally, or did they, you know, I know Alyssa always has people Venmo me instead, you know, and I don't know why, but I'm like, sure, whatever. If you don't want people to Venmo you, no big deal. And then what you paid out for the close to the pin, what you handed the tournament, all of those sort of things, what everybody gets paid, what was sent to Elite. So let us know if you need like a template. That's probably something I should write down anyway, like a reconciling template to also include in this email. So I'll do that. And then we just wanted to remind everybody as well to make sure that you register your Cancun and Savings Pass winners via Jot form that same day. If you get home super late because you did drive 2 or 3 hours to an event, or you got stuck in traffic, or, you know, life just kind of happens, then please do it as soon as you can that very next morning. But we can't promise the people who are winning these out on the golf course that they're gonna hear from somebody if we don't even get their information uploaded, you know, immediately. So then that requires, you know, Morgan to pull that information to send it to Cancun, and Cancun doesn't even make calls on the weekend. So, you know, if you turned it in Sunday and to us on Sunday and your event was Thursday or Friday, then it's definitely not going to get to Cancun quickly, and then they're not going to get their call quickly. So I hope that that all makes sense. Most of you guys already know this stuff anyway. And then making sure that your events are completely reconciled on the CRM. So that's all your photos, all your numbers, your deposits have been made, everything within 48 to 72 hours. But if you're on there and say you forgot something, because I do know that a lot of us are hiring right now, just call one of your managers. Any one of us are more than happy to help. A lot of the managers have been on the teams for forever, right? A lot of us, I feel like, are all OGs. And so we're like, oh, that's simple. Sure, let me hop on and I can help you really fast. So does anybody have any questions or want me to reiterate anything about reconciling at all?
Not about reconciling, but are you guys gonna, how is it we are getting started on that Trello? Is there a template for that? Like, what's going on with that? Because I don't see anything in the email about it.
And on what email for Trello?
No, I'm saying I didn't see anything on an email. So I was wondering like how we got set up. Is there going to be something where you'll show us how to set up the Trello for our own tracking?
Oh, so Leslie said that on last week's call, I don't know if you're able to join last week's or not. I know that I wasn't able to. I was flying. And so on last week's call, she just asked everybody to get a hold of their RVPs or their managers so they could be added. But as long as you added your information on the, let's see if I can get out of here, on the chat for tonight, then Morgan is helping me get everybody added on to Trello so that everybody can keep track. So yeah, so we'll shoot you an email. It'll come via email with the invitation. And then I would just recommend that once you get it set up on your computer, I would personally do it on my computer first, get it all set up and squared away so you know you can see everything that you're supposed to. Then I would download the Trello app because it'll just have you log in. It'll be a lot easier that way to do it second.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
My Trello
Okay,
app, like while I've been listening, it was really easy, but I also have a Trello on my computer. So Terry, I can show you how to do that. Okay.
Yay, thanks. Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I love this. Honestly, when I first moved to Florida, I was trying to start, a brand new team, and I was a team of one. And so I was frequently driving to courses, and in between courses I would take like an interview call or something because I knew I'd have some time in between the courses. And so Trello was amazing because once I got to the course, I could get on there and I could upload all the notes that were in my brain from what I just talked to this person about. And then move their little card to, spoke with them and sent them the agreement. So now that we have this for golf courses, oh my gosh, I feel like this is going to be a game changer for us. Let's see, does anybody else have any other questions, or Morgan, Noilani, Leslie, any other OGs want to add anything?
No, you're doing a great job. Just make sure that if you do want your Trello access, and if you haven't been granted that yet, to email Morgan. Morgan, can you please put your email in the chat? And then please copy your RVP with your email, city and state, and who your RVP is, so we can go ahead and send you an invitation to Trello.
And if you've already sent me an email and I haven't responded to get you on there yet, don't worry. It will happen. I promise. Just give me a little bit of time.
It's been easy over here.
It has been. So just be patient. It's coming.
And then, for example, I know Jen is on the call, right? Jen is new to our Oahu team. So I've started that board, right? I don't have anything on here yet. So I'm hoping to get some updates from Jay and Isaac today after they go visit courses so we can get those uploaded so everybody will start to see stuff. But it does look like we have a couple team members that have logged on. So yay for that. And then California and Florida, we still have quite a bit of ways to go as far as changing whatever's been put in there. So if anybody wants to like tackle that with me, or they have extra time one day, I would love you guys forever. But please let me know if you guys want to help me tackle that at all, for real. But that's all I had, really. I was like, those couple of things, but that's all that I was going to cover tonight. So let me know if you guys need anything else. But if not, then I'll let everybody go.
This is great, Audra. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Yay.
everybody.
I'm seeing, thank you, Jason. I will let you know. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Jason.
Have a good evening.
Thanks a lot. Bye.